Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between KiFirE and Catz on Central Protocol. In the bottom left of Central Protocol, we have the red Protoss player, it is KiFirE. And in the top left of Central Protocol, we have the blue Zerg player representing Root, it is Catz. Alright, so this was submitted to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. If you're interested in sending me a replay, then this is how it goes. If you're Masters or higher, just go ahead and put your rank in the subject of the email so I know what I'm getting. And if you are gold level to diamond level, go ahead and label it mid-rank madness at falconpaladin@gmail.com. And if you're lower than that, go ahead and label it into the void when sending that email, and I will go ahead and make note. It helps me sort things that are going on. And from this point on, I'm going to kind of start ignoring emails that don't have those subjects, because it's kind of hard for me to parse out exactly what I'm dealing with. I'm getting quite a few emails recently, but never fear, I may very well check your replay and cast it one day, so keep it up. Alright, early hatch first here coming from Catz. Again, taking the gold. Catz is known for this crazy stuff though, man. Going for hatch first at the gold here on Central Protocol. Again, it is far away. Look how far away it is from that main base. Woo! So far. So hard to defend, especially with queens in this early game. But you know what? KiFirE might be able to punish it. Went for a gateway expand, gateway into Nexus. I'm surprised that this map doesn't have, that KiFirE doesn't have this map veto, just because look at these backdoor rocks that everybody hates. A direct access point into your main base, you have to worry about walling this off, especially against Zerg, and it can just be the worst experience in your entire life. So we'll see if KiFirE has to worry about that, or if Catz is going to be a little bit more passive than that, and honestly, I don't know if I expect that to be a thing. Catz is well known for his aggressive play. He's well known for putting hatcheries inside the naturals of his opponent, which is something that I've tried, trying to emulate him, and it's worked really well. I mean, at very least, it throws people off their game when they see a Zerg being that aggressive. Putting spine crawlers inside their own natural, terrible feeling. Drones are transferring over. Look how far this transfer is. All the way over here to the natural, all the way down the ramp, and across into the hatchery. And only 6 patches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, they're usually 8, yeah. Gonna say there's usually more than that, but these gold bases have fewer patches, higher risk, higher return on these gathering trips, but fewer patches to mine. So interesting kind of balance. Apparently Catz felt like it was worth it, because here it is. And the probe has scouted this out. Oh, the probe went to the Xel'Naga watchtower and held it and saw this hatchery. And I think, yep, the Adept's going to run on out and try to kill some of these workers and has to deal with these Lings first. Sonic Transfer actually pushes her away. After she shoos the Lings away, though, Catz doesn't want anything to do with that Adept until he has speed. It's on the way. Not quite there yet. Adept running on in, going to try to kill these workers. Pretty much going to ignore the Queen. The Queen can do its damage. Oh, turning one of the drones into a spine crawler. And now the Lings show up, and now the Adept is in a lot of trouble. The Lings on creep are fast enough to chase her down. Can she Sonic Transfer out of there? Yes! Oh, just barely with 11 hit points remaining. Going to try to kill this probe as well. The Lings want to take care of this pylon, warping in units to try to kill this base. It's exactly what KiFirE wanted to try and do, but unfortunately for him, it will not be. Stargate actually on the way for KiFirE. Chrono boosting out Warp Gate though as well, so maybe going for an Oracle play where he moves into gateway type stuff. Entirely possible. Lair on the way. A third hatch for Catz in his natural location, because why not? If you're Catz, you can do whatever you want. Taking another extractor as well. Whew, excuse me there. And both players just kind of settling in, running some Lings around. They don't have speed. They're not very scouty at this point. This is a darn near full wall off, though. I think the single Adept should be able to hold it against Lings, especially if a photon overcharge is involved. Ling tries to come up the ramp. One shot and a Mothership Core. Ooh, 2 Adepts are in here. I guess it should have zoomed in. 2 Adepts are holding this wall. Even better against Lings. These Lings are going to try to be aggressive. I think they're going to go for these backdoor rocks, because nothing is really here to defend it. They're not getting up there. There's no stinking way. There's going to be a photon overcharge available. The Lings have to know that for Catz, and indeed it looks like they do, as they're being shot upon by this Mothership Core, doing 8 damage with a weapon speed of 0.61. Enough to burn down a Zergling or 2, but if they're fast, not really a concern. Oracle on the way, just about to finish here for KiFirE. Going to head on out, try to do some damage here. No Spore Crawlers, which is a problem for Catz. A Queen can kill an Oracle, but it takes a while, and in the meantime, you just lost 10 drones. So the Oracle swinging up along the left side here. I think all these drones are going to die. Again, without a Spore Crawler, the Queen just doesn't have enough oomph to make it happen. The Ling's running on out to see what they can help with, I guess. I don't think that's the intent. Small group of Adepts and Sentries pushing on out, venturing forth, being a little bit more brave than I would expect. And here comes the Oracle. And there go the workers. Immediate pull by Catz. All that he really could do at this point was run. But he's still going to... Is he going to try to burn down this Queen? Yeah, Pulsar Beam is able to take down a Queen standing on in. Boosh. How much energy is left to get rid of workers is the question. Enough. Enough at this point. It looks like up to 7 kills already. Second Queen comes in. Oh no, KiFirE. Bad choice. Oh, the Oracle ends up dead. Another attack over here. Lings are getting surrounds on Adepts. There are not enough of them, though, especially with shield support. Or rather, force field support on those sentries. Now the aggressor. Here comes KiFirE moving up this ramp. There are Queens and Lings and... That's about it. Baneling Nest on the way. Some Hydras in production, as well as 12 more Lings. Should be enough to deal with this. Not going to happen. The spine ends up completely falling there. Queen trying to poke away at these intruders. Lings getting us around. The Hydras hop at just the right time. Time Warp comes up. There's a Void Ray in the mix here as well. Does not want anything to do with these Hydras. Pulling drones to defend his Catz. And can pretty much afford to do that right now, I think. It is 45 to 45 Harvesters. Losing these workers would be a bit of a problem, but the Hydra is able to snipe down everything with the drones acting as meat shields. Surprisingly, now running for their lives are these drones. The Queen as well is left off the creep. She'll probably be killed and sniped down by these Void Rays. Unless, nope, the Queen looks like it's going to die. Transfuse at the last second does save the Queen's life for another day. Forward pylon is here, and a Nexus expanding toward the Zerg opponent. Exactly what KiFirE is wanting to do here. Again, income tab. 45 to 39 total workers. KiFirE is in the lead after all of those drone losses that Catz incurred, but still has the gold base, which is nice for Catz. Able to get that income up and running. Has actually a lot of excess minerals and gas here. I wonder, just going for Hydras, it looks like I don't see any higher tech on the way. I don't see a Spire. And Inject here is not here because all the Queens were forced to come and defend. A bit of a problem with the macro for Catz for the time being. Wait, what the heck injected there? Was there an inject to my blind? Adepts come running on in, trying to kill some of these workers, but there are Hydras defending a small group of Hydras, and they are dead fast on this creep. Run for your life, Adept, if you may. Off creep again, a little bit slower. Another attack pushed up here, pushed away by Lings. Good force fields keeping the heavy hitters away, while the Lings, if they'd stayed in fight, they probably would have died. Excellent, excellent choice. That's something you can do, Protoss players, is throw down force fields like that. Allow the Lings inside to try to go to their deaths, while keeping the Hydras and the Queens and everything else out away from your army. That's something that can definitely help out in those small engagements. Is this Adept back? This is a brave Adept. The brave little Adept taking pokes from Spine Crawlers and does end up falling against the wall. Poor thing. Are there Changelings? Changelings for Catz hanging out in his own army, scouting his own stuff, which I feel like is unnecessary, but you know what? Catz is a better player than I am. Lurker Den on the way, as well as a Dark Shrine for KiFirE. So Catz going for the Lurkers. I like that. Also Centrifugal Hooks. A Baneling Lurker Hydra type play. I don't know if I've seen this before. And a Void Ray Adept Sentry play from KiFirE. So definitely one of the weirder strategies I've ever seen, but that's something that Catz is known for. And KiFirE also is pretty darn, I want to say, creative. And that's something that's nice about certain players. TLO is also known for this. Using weird compositions that can definitely work in the long run, but also can cause you problems. But hey, you'll never know until you try, right? So that's kind of what their operating philosophy is. Zoom out and zoom in doesn't seem as much on this version of the interface, does it? Maybe it's because I'm missing all of this real estate down here I can't use to see. Makes me sad. That's okay. This should be one of the last casts that I do with the weird interface. I should have Servant Obs back sooner rather than later. So Evolution Chamber is morphing on in for Catz. 12 Lings, Centrifugal Hooks about to finish. Dark Templar are coming in, warping in. Where are they? Here they are. The DTs moving out 2 by 2 in pairs. Is there an Overseer here? No. Oh man, the bravest Dark Templar on Earth. There was no Overseer or here either. Oh no, DTs. Nope, there's a Spore Crawler at this base, and these Ts immediately die. However, this one is still alive. This one's checking for another base, unfortunately wasting its time. Nothing here to defend, going immediately after the hatchery. These DTs trying to take out this debris to get up here and kill this base. No detection here either. Are there Overseers? Yes, Overseers are now here. The DT Probably should have just gone after some drones. Guaranteed kills of a smaller nature are better than non-guaranteed kills of a big nature for those of you who are fairly new to StarCraft 2. Something that Day9 taught me back in the day. If you can get the hatchery or the next to the command center, that's great. But if you don't get it, and you spend all your time trying to kill it instead of going after workers, it hurts. It's a big problem for you there. Big attack over here. Banelings crashing on in. Hydra's getting a great concave around everything. Baneling Rain coming right on in over on top of these sentries, killing everything, just melting in a ton of green goo. The Archon's taking tons of damage as well. The Hydra's crushing on in. The Void Rays cannot stand and fight against this many Hydralisks. The Hydras do not have any upgrades, and it doesn't really matter at this point because the Void Rays don't either. The Adepts do extra damage to the Hydras. These Changeling Zealots are scouting things on out. A Lurker burrowing, gets focused down, almost focused down, not quite. Has one kill, does this Lurker. Completely obliterate this base, but DTs are in on this base. Now going after the hatchery after all of the drones have been evacuated. Is there an Overseer on the way? I mean, the whole army is retreating to deal with these 2 DTs. That's kind of the power of Dark Templar, man. You are on the ropes, an army's coming to kill you. You send a couple DTs out, attack their main base, and everybody retreats. Look at that. Every single unit in that army. And what that does is gives KiFirE enough time to regroup. Regroups here, has his Adepts, has his Void Rays. Making a Robotics Bay, possibly for Disruptors, can be good against large groups of Hydras that aren't very good at microing, especially off creep. They are not very fast units, surprisingly. Queen's here for defense. Again, no detection. I'd like to see a Spore Crawler at this base if I'm Catz. I like that one. This one as well. You know there are Dark Templar on the field. I know KiFirE is going for Dark Templar. Catz, why not just get a couple Spore Crawlers? You could do it. You have enough minerals to handle it. Harvesters 46 to 38. Still on top here is KiFirE with his 2 bases. Soon to be a 3rd. Expanding away from the Zerg this time. That Baneling Ring, I think, really worried him. But it looks like a tech switch coming up from Catz. Going for the Spire. Going for, again, this other base. Just about to finish here. And looking really good for Catz right now, especially if this Ling can scout this out. Possibly a small group of Speedlings could come in and force a cancel on that Nexus. But are there any upgrades at all? He got Evolution Chambers. Catz, I know you have Evolution Chambers. There it is. Okay. Getting +1 missile attack right now is good. But again, I'd like to see armor. Armor would be good for everything here. The Hydras, the Lings, I guess I thought there were some Roaches, but no. I don't think he even has a Roach Warren, does he? Nope, no Roaches. I just imagine seeing those, I suppose. Pylon is here. Pretty good forward Pylon if you want to attack the Zerg base. But KiFirE, what are you working on, KiFirE? Working on that other base there, trying to get income going. Mined out here is the problem. Just about mined out here. Now transferring some probes over to his newly created 3rd base. His mineral income should increase fairly shortly, but disruptors are now on the way. We'll see how KiFirE's disruptor control is. If he can make things happen. Again, they do one-shot Hydras, they one-shot Lings, they one-shot Roaches, they do not one-shot Ultras or Lurkers, but they do 2-shot Lurkers. So disruptors with Purification Nova, a great choice for any aspiring Protoss who wants to kill his Zerg opponent, especially if the Zerg is going very heavy on the ground. However, look at this Muta count for Catz now. It is up to 4 under construction, 5, so 9 total are here. And is there anything to defend this base? Anything that can shoot up? Oh boy. 3 Void Rays? 3 Void Rays versus 9 Ultras, or 9 Ultras. 9 Mutas. More under construction though. Look at this. 8. 5 on the way. 13. I don't know if it's enough to work against 13 Mutas. I don't know. Where are the Mutas? They're flying around trying to find stuff. There are a couple DTs trying to run around and cause mischief. The Overlord spread is good, but they can't see the DTs because they are invisible. Hydralisk Den being replanted. I think he must have lost that there. The Mutas come flying right on in here. And is it enough? Photon Overcharge is actually going to turn the tide and force a retreat of these Mutas. If there was not Photon Overcharge, I really think they could have been able to handle this. The Adepts cannot shoot up. Storm is available. Some Storms, if they caught the Mutas correctly, should be able to soften them. But I don't know. Changelings rolling on into the base, acting like they own the place. Just kind of hanging out at the top of the ramp, seeing what's going to come out of KiFirE's particular base. Blink on the way, Infestation Pit, replacing that Lurker Den and the Baneling Nest. Did he lose that many tech structures to DTs? Good golly, I think he did. Spine Crawler was enough to delay. The Circle of Life trying to keep this Spore Crawler alive so the Lings can come in and kill the DTs. Is it going to work? And it does. Nicely done. That was a term coined by, I want to say Maximus Black, possibly Nova War. on the Life's a Glitch YouTube channel. You put your workers around the Spore Crawler and put them on hold position, so the DTs have to manually attack the workers to get through. It gives your Spore Crawler a little bit extra time for your units to come up and defend and actually kill those DTs. Again, it costs some drones, but in the end, losing the Spore Crawler is probably a bigger deal. So keep that in mind as Zerg players. If you're under attack from DTs, the Circle of Life is the way to go. Taking another base here is KiFirE. Finally, this pylon gets discovered, burned down to nothingness as it explodes and pieces fly into the air and hit the ground and disintegrate. But being fairly passive, here is Catz. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. I guess waiting for this Lurker Den to finish so he can mix in Lurkers to his composition. It's a Hydra Mutaling Lurker composition. He has a lot of gas and a lot of minerals. As soon as this pops, how many Lurkers will we see? 2! 2? Oh, he's maxed. He's supply blocked. Alright. Oh, Catz. You're playing a little bit sloppy here, but again, I'm sure it's just a fun ladder game between these two players. Still don't know who's going to come out on top. Again, KiFirE was given the time to rebuild his army. Archons are fantastic against Mutalisks, especially with +2, 43 damage of splash damage versus biological. Mutas only have 120 hit points. It's like a 3-hit, wham, wham, wham. Muta clump dead if they're stacked up. Another base coming up for Catz up here, far, far away from the Protoss. That's what they want to do. DTs rolling on in. There are 2 queens and a spine here, though. That might be enough. If this queen should help, though, that'd be nice. No, queen not going to help, but a marauding group of lings. No, not going to assist either, but finally, queen with 2 kills as a predator does take out those DTs. More in production, though. KiFirE is not worrying about this at all. Hive on the way for Catz. I guess it could be for upgrades. He wants +3 missile attack, which would be good for his Lurkers and his Hydras. So right now, it is 16 Hydras, 12 Mutas, and 14 Lurkers. 14 Lurkers for Catz. Holy bananas, that's a lot. So 3 Void Rays, 3 Disruptors, 13 Stalkers, 19 Adepts, and 4 Archons. Yeah, I think Catz is going to roll here. I think if he has good positioning with the Lurkers, he doesn't leave them out in the open. He supports them with his Hydras and his Mutas and some Banelings. Sure, why not? He can get a lot of good stuff done. But we'll have to wait and see. He's playing very defensively right now. For some reason, he really wants this base to get up. I guess he's worried about DTs like this one, for example, ruining his day. DT, going to check this base. Now going to go up this ramp. Actually, not up this ramp. It's at the same level of everything else over this ramp. And going to check this base. Oh, hey, a hatchery. I'm going to kill it. Immediate Overseer morph on in. Again, the entire army responds. Catz, you don't need your entire army to take out a single DT. That just left your other bases completely open to destruction. I guess there are Lurkers thrown down everywhere here. Are there Lurkers here too? Yeah. Catz has basically cut his side of the map in half. He wants everything from here to be his. I guess he's kind of acquiescing on these bases, which would give KiFirE an advantage, assuming this base does get mined out, which is possible, I guess. Greater Spire on the way for Catz and Vipers. I guess that's what the Hive was for. He wanted some Viper play. Inject. You're full on energy, Queen. Gosh dang it. I need you to inject. Do it. Ready, set, go, inject. Oh, my Queen Whispering powers are bad right now. Fine, you do what you need to do, Queen. Big old Psionic Transfer Adept move while Zealots roll up the left side. But guess what? Lurkers do super good against Zealots. I guess maybe a single Lurker not that good, but Mutas clean them up pretty good. They did take out a single Spine Crawler, but the Adepts want to kill this base, knowing this is where a lot of drones are going to be. So this Lurker is going to try to kill all these Adepts all by its lonesome. Is it on hold position? I guess it did get 2 kills. I didn't see the spines that well there. That was weird. It was kind of bouncing up and down and... Huh. Another Spine Crawler coming up. Now putting static defense at his bases. Root Catz has been listening to me. Indeed, he has +3 missile attack on the way. More Archons, Immortals joining the mix charge for the Zealots. +3 attack as well, because why not? Always get +3 attack. KiFirE, again, being a little bit non-committal here. Disruptors, there are 3 of them, which seems like a good number. You don't want to have too many, but too few is also bad. Using Consume are these Vipers, trying to get their energy to max levels, which they're very close at anyway, which allows them to use 2 Blinding Clouds, I think 2 Abducts as well, but not 3. And Parasitic Bombs, only 1 of those. on a full tank of gas for those Vipers. More Vipers on the way. An Observer happening at the same time. And KiFirE looks like he's making his move. He poked up and killed an Overlord anyway. Purification Nova checks the ramp for enemies. Surprise, there's not one there. Another Purification Nova going to head on up, check for a base, maybe? No, KiFirE is not doing that. More Zealots trying to run on in. And can they handle this many Lings? I think they can. They have better upgrades. But the Mutas come from overhead and burn them down using the Glaive Worm. And now here comes the push from KiFirE. So it looks like a distraction push from those Zealots and comes up here to kill a base. Unfortunately, there's not one. But now it's a race to save this base. The army is wiggling on in for Catz. Banelings rolling up the ramp. Mutas flying in as well. Here comes a really big confrontation. We're going to get rid of everything. Storms on top of everything. Abduct trying to throw the Void Rays in, retreating in the face of this attack. Banelings rolling on in, standing in and taking Storms. Lurkers trying to burrow, but Zealots chasing them away. Blinding Cloud being used to almost no effect, unfortunately, and that was a complete massacre in favor of KiFirE. The Storms were great. The Archons with their upgrades also fantastic. This hatchery does end up falling. The drones trying to run for their lives. Some of them might actually escape. Two of them do. Extractors and Spine Crawlers are targets for KiFiRE's rage. Wow, that went really poorly for Catz. I think part of the problem was a lot of his army supply was tied up in Lurkers that were kind of spread out and not necessarily engaged. Are these guys stuck? How about you? You gonna burrow? No, no. A lot of static defense here. KiFirE sending another group of Zealots, going to find this infestation pit. That is just kind of open to whatever. Killing this evolution chamber in the next 10 seconds or so would be good, but the Zealots, unfortunately, are not going to see it. They're going after the hatchery instead, which seems maybe like a bad idea. I really don't know. A single Lurker is going to try to kill these guys with support. Oh no, the Lings are stuck, but now they get their revenge on their hatchery, and all the Zealots do end up dead. Pushing forward once again with his army, though, is KiFirE. 165 to 145 total supply. Total army supply, 106 to 114. Catz is remaxing fairly well, pretty much on Broodlords, which can be a good move, I guess. Void Rays do pretty well against them. Purification Nova, again, 2 shots is enough to kill a Lurker. Kind of missed with that second one there. It's killing a Spore Crawler and bouncing on out. Killing Creep Tumors is always a good idea. Pushing back that ugly, ugly creep. More Stalkers running it up to join the army. Again, army supply fairly even. Whoa, is he going Broodlord Infestor? Catz, for some reason, here in Legacy of the Void, going Broodlord Infestor. I don't know what that means. He needs to take another base is what he needs to do. Taking this one again would be good. Taking this one probably even better, assuming he can defend it. Thermal Lance on the way. Extended Thermal Lance. Apologies. Consume on the Vipers once again. The Abduct was good. I think he abducted a Void Ray and it almost died. It's just the Storm forced the army back at the same time. And Storm's just good. It's really good against a Hydra heavy composition, especially. But things are completely switched for Catz. He's going Corruptor Infestor Broodlord because why not? At this point, he's going to make it work. He's going to make it work like it's Wings of Liberty, man. Wait, Wings of Liberty expansion. That was the way to go for Zerg against Protoss. And then the Mothership Core was there, and it tried to get an Archon toilet, and it was crazy. He should cancel this hatchery, though. Catz, cancel the hatchery. Cancel. Oh, last second cancel on the hatchery. Loses a few drones. That's okay. He will probably live with himself. Spine Crawler aligns itself to stab at the Protoss army, but they back out before that's necessary. Look at the creep recede. It's very fast. Very fast here in this patch of Legacy of the Void. It grows fast and it dies fast. Army supply 141 and 131. Again, pretty immobile here is Catz's army, but here it is. Lurkers burrowing on in, throwing down Broodlings from above. Disruption. Purification Nova is killing a single Lurker there. Oh, throwing down the fungal growth on everything. More fungal, forcing a retreat. The Broodlings have nothing left to attack. Good blinding clouds combined with the fungals and the Broodlings overhead. Wow, nice attack there by Catz, making up for his last one. Army supply now 124 to 134. Catz is taking the lead on that count, but a good recall as well, I think, from KiFirE. Needs to deal with the Void Rays somehow, but again, trying to catch them out of position. The Broodlords are just so darn slow. Move speed of 1.97. Infestor's 3.15, so much faster. Well, a fungal, chain fungal on these High Templar might be good. A storm, not much hitting anything, it turns out. Another fungal should be able to kill them, and boop, boop, they evacuate. Unfortunately, not able to turn themselves into an Archon, as displayed in the amazing Legacy of the Void cinematic. But doing their best. Anyway, Lurkers pushing on the right side. It looks like they want to lay siege to this base of KiFiRE's. And they probably will be able to do so. Again, Parasitic Bomb and Corruptor should be able to handle the Void Ray clumps. By clump, I mean 4, but it looks like KiFirE is pretty much given up on this space. He doesn't have the composition to handle this, making Tempest exactly what he needs to do. Tempest, long range, do extra damage to these massive Broodlords, 50 damage per shot. The Broodlords, again, throwing stuff down from the high ground. Lurker's trying to run through. Wrong place, wrong time. Loses an Infestor as well, blinking forward on top of the Broodlords, and again, Blinding Cloud being thrown down. Some more. Are there any fungals? Yes, there's the fungal, exactly. Broodlings tearing everything apart, and the recall gets the army out of there. Most of them, anyway. Broodlings trying to take down a High Templar. They do get one. Wow. Nice job, Broodlings. Meanwhile, more assaults going down on this base. This is where the Stargates are. Oh no, losing a Tempest as well, rallying to its death. Gateways. Tempest, another one, ends up falling. Holy shimoly, DT going after this hatchery once again. Not quite able to get it. So many probes are dying here. Income tab shows 41 to 36 total harvesters. Protoss still up. Somehow, some way, but not really mining a whole lot. Another Tempest falls. Oh man, he's been making Tempest. Where are they? There is 0 Tempest on the field. 1 in production. Another fungal. More Broodlings from overhead. Blinding Cloud making most of these Stalkers useless. Storms on top of the Hydras. Infested Barons being thrown in from that bottom side. Blinking forward. The Stalkers are taking the damage. Desperately trying to kill these Broodlords, but not quite able to do it. Forced to retreat. The cannons are trying to kill what they can as well, but the Infested Terrans doing a lot of damage with their infested Gauss rifles. More Broodlings raining down from the sky. KiFirE is under attack, under assault, big time, by these flying spaghetti monsters. Manta rays? They kind of look like manta rays. Finally, a Tempest shot gets on in there. Whoa, my game is lagging. That's weird. Void Rays trying to burn through these Broodlords. Able to get a couple of them. More Infested Terrans being thrown down on the ground. Hydras forcing everybody back as well. Temp taking tons and tons of damage. What is going on? Why is my game? That's it. Catz calls the GG. Is victorious, and Catz has left the game. What on earth happened there? There was still a bunch of those guys left. Infestors galore. Not a bunch of energy left, unfortunately, on these guys. Yeah, I guess these 3 Void Rays, these 3 Hero Void Rays with so many kills would have been able to Brood Lords. The Infestors couldn't do anything. There were still Adepts and Colossus on the ground, and Catz hadn't expanded. He was out of money. His income was very low. Where was he still mining? I don't know how he was getting so much money, but either way, he was mined out, and that was it. So Catz went for it, tried to make it happen. The storms were good, though. Disruption, Purification Nova was also good. And his anti-air just wasn't enough to deal with the Tempest, throwing down, again, those 48 damage hits on flying massive units. And he saw the writing on the wall, and Catz tapped out. So, well played by both of these players, though. I really enjoyed casting this game. It was good to see some really strange strategies. I'm not sure why my game freaked out there. That was weird. Hopefully I won't see it again. But either way, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.